Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff, and this is our Spy X Family review. With me, as always, is Jacoby, aka Kobe. How's it going,
At,
Kobe?
as always, that feels weird. That feels like we didn't stop, and it's just we have always kept doing this, for the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, we are back. What I mean by as always is, as always, you are here when I'm here, you know?
That is as always. Okay, I get it. Sorry, I'm just feeling both nostalgic and excited, of all
Yeah.
all these feelings.
Yeah, we're back on it. We'll see what happens, but today we decided to talk about Spy X Family, and that is my first question to you, Kobe. Is it Spy Family or is it Spy X Family? Like, what is the X
If
there?
if I'm telling people, I'm saying Spy X Family. I don't say, "Are you watching Spy Family?" I say, "Are you watching Spy X Family?" Is that I didn't even think that it would be considered the other way, but now you're making me question everything because I think that's actually probably could be. What do you think it is?
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, it's like, what is the X anyways? I see this in some other animes, I think, where it's like, is the X just decorative? Is it just like a flare?
A little bit of flair,
Yeah,
something there.
but I'll call it Spy X Family because yeah, that's what I've been calling it too. But yeah, 12 episodes, they're out. It's a half season. It's looking like the 13th one's going to come out later on this year in the fall. But yeah, what do you think of the show so far?
It's actually pretty interesting because I started the show. I watched this originally, like the first episode when it like first started airing, and I didn't care for it, to be honest. Like the very first episode, I did not like the setup of her being a mind reader and him being an assassin, and like, oh, but it's like they don't know that about each other, right? Or he doesn't know that about her, that she's a mind reader. And I just thought, like, I can't watch 13 episodes of this because I just thought like that's going to grow old. But as soon as the dynamic started to be introduced, where like every character introduced is lying about something and they're all trying to keep their lies straight, then it became really interesting. Once they became the family in X Family, then it really started to click. In the back half of these first 12 episodes, I think like they were just winners from like episode, I don't know, like 7 or 8 to like onward. They were all fantastic episodes.
Yeah.
You?
Correction though, man. He's not an assassin. That's the mama. That's yours,
Oh,
the
he's the
assassin.
spy. He's the
He's the
spy.
spy.
Yes.
Did you actually
Yes.
watch the show, man?
Oh no, I'm found out. I'm so nervous. We just haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, we just wing it. We don't actually watch anime. We just make shit up. Yeah, I was actually the exact opposite of you. When I saw the first episode, I was like immediately like hooked into it because um, for me, I think yeah, I mean it's an interesting original story idea. I think it's in that found family genre, which I don't really watch too much of myself, and I don't really know how popular of a genre it is or how prevalent, how many animes there are. It's not like an isekai where it's like every other anime is this genre. Um, and I also was attracted to the setting, which again I think is a setting that's not really explored much in anime in general. It's like Cold War, Europe. I'm thinking it's kind of like to Germany or something. I don't know, but it's like a Cold War Europe aesthetic. That's a
Yeah.
setting that's not really explored very well, and yeah, I mean, I like the spy aspect of it, the espionage aspect of it, um, and the relationships between all the characters is really fun. It's really wholesome. I think it hits a little different for me because I'm about to have a kid soon, so it's like to me, it's like,
What?
oh man, this is gonna be me someday, very soon actually. So it's like.
Hopefully not the same though. Hopefully it's a little bit different in terms of circumstances.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not a spy. My wife's not an assassin, as far as I know.
So that part is really appealing to you. Them trying to form a family unit and operate as a family together is that more appealing than the spy stuff?
Um, so it's a combination of the two. You know what I think is really interesting about the show is like when it's it's kind of like that I'm going to use a big word, the juxtaposition, right, of the
Mhm.
of Twilight's like spy life and his family life, and um it's like he himself is trying to keep those two worlds very separate, but when he's being honest, I think is like the best part of the show. When he just starts talking from like the heart, and it's like in this context it makes sense, but also in this other context it makes sense. Kind of like um typically I my my favorite parts about the show are when it's just Lloyd and Yor. When it's
Yeah.
just two of them, and then Lloyd gives like some uplifting speech to Yor, and he's talking about one thing, but it means another thing to Yor. Um, those are my favorite parts of the show because also I just feel like the show does have some like genuinely like good like lessons in them
Yeah.
about like how to behave as a person or family stuff. It's a wholesome show.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the real strength of the show because I think kind of like what you were saying in terms of it meaning something to different people, like to all the different characters. I just think that's the strength is that like everyone usually has their own way of thinking and their own agenda for like what they want, like for like everything, like out of a conversation, out of the plot, out of everything. But it always connects like pretty well with like a common goal for like trying to accomplish like just in overall things into like Twilight trying to be a spy and do his mission, you're trying to be an assassin and and try to maintain it. Like they're both so different in terms of like their goals and what they want, but they always like come together on like common ground where it's not really like super contrived or unbelievable that they would be working together. Even Anya, who just thinks this is the coolest thing ever, but also can't reveal herself because she doesn't want to be considered a freak and she wants to keep the family. It's all rooted in very genuine type of. I was about to say like everyone has such a good motivation, but I guess not technically because Anya wants the family, Twilight wants to save the world so no child has to cry again, but Yor just kind of just wants to be an assassin. Like she just likes to kill people and she just wishes to do that. So maybe it's not all good motivations.
Yeah, she's such a sweet lady, but she just loves killing.
She's
Oh boy, here she goes killing again.
Here she goes killing, and that's something that I want to talk about in terms of like I think the show is great, and I love the focus on Twilight spy missions, but I kind of wish that we had more Yor focus on her assassin life because it's implied that like just even in the last episode, that she's like assassinating like every single day, like she's continually going on it, and I was unclear about that. Just like, is she not getting any more missions? Is she not doing anything because we haven't really seen her side of trying to maintain this while being an assassin. It's usually all from Twilight's perspective, and I'm hoping for like this back half of the season that we get more of a Yor focus on her assassinating. And I don't know if it's because this is supposed to be kind of a funny, lighthearted show where it's like they can hint at it, where they can't show her just like really bloody each time, but like I I love the running gag of the show where like both Twilight and Yor did that, where they like walk into a room and they're like completely bloody and, and they're just like, oh hey, I'm back. But I just hope it has more of a Yor centric vibe in the back half.
Yeah, I completely agree. Because yeah, they are both like balancing their double lives, and we see Twilight go through that like all the time. But Yor not so much. It's like she's handling it pretty well. It seems like it doesn't seem like the stress of balancing her missions, killing people, and raising a kid and being a pretend wife is weighing as heavily on her. And maybe that's part of her personality. I think this first part is revealed that she's kind of dumb.
Yeah, that's the way. That's
which I
how
love.
it works. Yeah, it's just like it works in terms of like why she is able to accept all of his lies. It's like not just because she's so focused on being an assassin, but she will believe pretty much anything anyone tells her. Like, and that's just like it. But she will kill anybody too, so that's what makes her fun.
Yeah, definitely cool character. I also just in terms of characters, I love the designs. I know they're very simple. It's not very. This isn't the shonen. This isn't like crazy, super spiky hair, outfits, belts everywhere. It's very simple and elegant designs of characters.
Elegant.
Yeah, they all look good. Obviously, Twilight looks cool. I love that green suit. Again, it's kind of like I think the Cold War aesthetic really helps make this a bit more unique. You're seeing like styles and fashions from that era. Of course, Yor is a bit more styled up anime wise because she's got like the bling in her hair and stuff. She looks cool. And then of course Anya, very cute.
Yeah.
Little tiny stubby leg girl.
Does she ever cross over to annoying for you, or does she mostly? I thought she would at the beginning, and maybe the first episode's like I don't really like this, but then I just like her freaked out, or like her freaked out looks, or like her panic looks, or her serious look. I'm not tired of her yet.
Yeah, no, I never got annoyed by her. I always thought she was cute and just a great addition to the story. I do. Yeah, like you said, I love the animations they put on her when she's hitting all those different emotions. In terms of characters, the one character I wanted to ask you about too was Yuri, which is Yora's brother. Is it weird that is he a weird guy? Like Yuri has.
They didn't have to go as far as they did with that.
Yeah, like I understand. Yeah, it's weird because like he literally has like his locker is filled with pictures of his older sister. Like, okay, that's weird, right?
That's weird, but even that's like, I guess, like, okay, that sees how obsessed he is, and they rooted it in terms of just like they explained it pretty well, just like, she supported me, she worked so hard, so it's like that turned into an obsession. But then there was that one flip of just like, I want to marry you and I love you. Like, it's just like that part was weird. Like, I could understand the obsession, I could understand like that sort of thing as a character, but as soon as it crossed over to just like, he can't kiss you because I want to kiss you, like, oh, that's a little crazy.
That's weird. Yeah. What's funny is I'm kind of like the reverse. Like I think, like because he asked her that question when he was like a little kid,
Yeah.
like, and so that's like, okay, that's like a little kid thing. Like they want to like marry their parents or whatever because they love them so much they don't know what marriage means. But yeah, totally agree. Like when now that he's an adult, it's like for me, it's just the pictures in the locker room. Honestly, that is like the main thing. It's like,
There's a lot
bro,
of pictures.
that is kind of weird. Okay, like I was like, all right, fine, you love your sister, I get it, but I mean, the pictures thing, okay, that maybe is a little weird.
That was, I mean,
Maybe like one picture in the corner is fine, but like it was like plaster, dude. It's,
yeah, he
everywhere.
loves her. He wants to be with her and wants to, which is just creepy. And but I guess that drives that obsession. And I think that's my second favorite episode. I think that dinner one because like all three of them are lying about different things. They're all holding a secret and all trying to like maintain their covers with each other. And I think that's all done really well with like all three of them navigating that thing. And it was super funny when she's like, I know the explanation. I can explain it. Let me handle this. And she's like, so why didn't you tell me you were married for a year? It's like, I forgot. Like, I just, but it's like, it's humor mixed with really compelling character dynamics where like a good sense of everyone's character. I just think makes top notch.
Yeah. I will say so. I will say overall about this anime that it is very solid. It is very good. I like it a lot. But for me, I don't think it has crossed over into the threshold of like amazing.
Sure, yeah.
Which obviously not every anime has to be that way. But I was trying to figure out like why, because it is doing so many things right. Like I feel like it should be like, oh, this is like an amazing show. Everyone should watch this, that kind of thing. And I was thinking, I think it's because of like the nature of it, really, because at its heart, it's an espionage show, right? So in terms of like, let's say like the temperature of the show, it's a very like cool. It's not like a shonen show where there's like hype fight scenes, it gets your blood boiling, you get all excited. Because it doesn't have like those like really high peaks of emotions. I think that might be why I'm not feeling like it's an amazing anime.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just me. That's just my preference. I guess I'm not like I enjoy my time with the show. It's not going to be.
I don't think it's going to be like my favorite one at the end of the season, unless something really changes. If it maintains this quality, after I'm done watching, I'll be like, this is pretty good. But I won't be like, this is like my favorite one ever. But I think it's like it does the elements pretty well. It's like I have a question at the end of this, but the first is just like, I like how it builds. Like it doesn't stay stagnant too much in terms of its mission. Like the first few episodes are just like, okay, I got to get the child, then I got to get the wife, then I got to prep for the interview, then I got to do the interview, and now I got to get into the school. And now that I'm in the school, now we got missions in the school to like do stuff like that. So like the main mission does always seem to like expand along, and then coupled with the character development of Twilight learning to like love his family more, and Yor and Yuri with like her brother in the secret police and maintaining their cover. My question to you is there too much going on in this show? Because I think there's a lot of plot points. There's like so many different things where I think any show could have been like just one of these and like that'd have been it. But like there's like 4 or 5 plot lines, it seems like, of everyone having their own type of story. I'm just wondering if it ever got too much for you, or if it's juggling them all pretty well.
That's a good question because as you were describing that, I actually think that it's going pretty slow. I don't think there's too much stuff going on. I think when you were describing those first few episodes, and by the way, I think the first 4 episodes of the show are a really great introduction to it because of the fact that they do add in this new element every episode. Like for those first 4 episodes, right? It's like they introduce Twilight and Anya, and then the next one it's your, and then the next one they establish the relationship, and then it's the school. Like you said, like that unfolding of the different plot elements, I think was really exciting in the beginning, and now I'm actually looking forward to that next layer that they're going to add, because like those first 4 episodes are kind of like they're like stepping stones. They're kind of climbing up a hill, laying the foundation and stuff. But now I feel like we're at this point where we're kind of like level like this.
Yeah.
And yes, they have added, Yuri is like another component to the show, but really he was explored like 1 episode. So
Yeah.
after that, it was back to normal, and it was, just more stuff that Anya has to do, and they're just kind of adding different situations and stuff. So I actually don't think it's too much. I think it's, I'm hoping that there will be more because, there are a lot of avenues to explore, but it doesn't seem like they're going too crazy with any of them really.
Especially because I think because for anyone who has watched it like in the dub or the sub, like the dub only goes to episode 11 and the sub goes to episode 12. And it's weird while watching episode 12 where that really felt like it was the back half of the season because it took the first like 5 minutes to like flash back to what was happening, to reestablish the status quo and give a pretty like light stakes type of mission in terms of just like, so I'm wondering if the back half we're going to see more of this where like less, okay, I got to push forward the Desmond Donovan plot line, and more like, oh, this is a simple 1 episode task. I'm very curious on what that's going to be.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to see. The manga is still ongoing as well, and that always gives me pause. Nowadays, my preferred watching style is to just like not watch anything unless the story itself is done, like in the manga. But of course, you got to keep up with this stuff, and some of the animes just do look too tempting to wait until the manga is actually completely over. But yeah,
man, and I know the nature of manga. It's like they're not going to find out each other's lives ever, but it's like I just think it'd be so compelling. Like if this was like a normal show in terms of like episode 12, like they both found out about each other, or one of them found out about each other, or like something like that. But I don't know if that's going to change for at least a few seasons, right? Like,
I mean, I could see it happening towards the end of this one. Yeah, because as I mentioned before, it does feel like we're kind of in this steady state, and having having one pair of people like understand or have their secrets be revealed to each other would be interesting. And yeah, it has to happen. I think it has to happen because that will definitely increase the stakes a little bit and add some much needed drama and all that. And yeah, that just spins the story in a whole new light. So I think it definitely will. And in terms of how soon, I guess that's the debate. I think it'll be happening by the end of the season, though.
Do you have a favorite episode?
Honestly, my favorite episode is, I think it's episode 4 when they actually do the interview. And yeah, that's the one where like you actually see this Eden College and what they have to do, and you see like how well prepared they are as a family. And it's also
another change of clothes.
Yeah. And it's also you see Twilight, his true feelings on about his family and stuff, about when he was encountering that mean school guy, put down his wife, putting down his kid and all that stuff, and I just love that scene where he's like, calm down, Twilight, and he's like he's about to punch him.
Yeah. I got a mosquito.
Awesome.
You know what the most dangerous animal to a human is? It's a mosquito. You saved his life. I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
I do love that gag where it's like the elegant guy, he just always sees everything they do as like elegance.
Elegance.
And I do think that's pretty funny. But yeah.
My favorite episode is the Dodgeball episode.
Okay,
that was such a great freaking gag of just like when he's like, I know who I have to target on this team, and he throws the ball, and then there's just this gigantic monster of a kid with like short stubby legs.
Billy Watkins.
Billy Watkins, like his flashbacks about him becoming like a kindergarten dodgeball champion, or like how
Yeah.
he, but like you think he's like this adult guy, but then you see him run like, oh Papa, and like he like runs to him and stuff. I just think everything about that plot line just was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I hope we see Billy Watkins again. I'm sure we will. But yeah, that was pretty funny. He was basically a man. He is a man in a child's body.
Yeah, he was huge. He was stubby. And whenever he
They
threw the
even gave him like
ball,
he sounds like a dude too, like or like a man too. He's just
yeah,
like this adult voice in this kid's body. That was pretty
yeah.
good.
I saw whenever he just like catch the ball like very like easily, like doink,
Mhm.
doink. Like it's so good.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I've got nothing else, Kobe. How about you?
Anything else? Yeah, I want more assassinations.
Hmm.
I like Yor a lot as a character. I think we've been talking about like Twilight's ability to grasp the family, and it's like I like Yor's ability to try to be a mother. Because I
True.
think because she's also Twilight knows that it's fake, but like Yor doesn't. Yor is really trying to think like this is his daughter, and that I'm replacing his dead wife. So it's like that's like another layer to it. Um, but overall, solid show. I'll keep watching.
I will too. It's a good one. But yeah, I guess that's our discussion. I don't really remember how we used to end these. But yeah, talk about the anime in the comments section below, or I don't really care. Do whatever you want. Um, but yeah, good talking to Kobe.
All right.
And yeah, peace out.
That's time to nerd blaze, or it's nerd blazing time. We'll work on
It's
that.
blazing
It's
time.
blazing time.
All right.
We'll find something good.